Hello, welcome. In this tutorial, I'll be showing us how the account department or the school accountant can record income, how to record the expenses, how to view and generate fee invoices, and how to manually accept fee payments. Without wasting our time, let's get started. Now, I've logged in at the school accountant right now, so I'll be going to the menu here. I'll click on backend. Now this is the backend. The first thing we are going to do is to check the dashboard by clicking on school dashboard. This is where we have a glimpse of all what is happening in the system. Now, as you can see, we have the total invoices here, the total paid invoices, the total unpaid invoices, the total partial paid invoices, the total payment in the school, payment received, the amount of payment received, amount by fee structure, expenses, income, everything in a glance. When you scroll down, you see the details of the last payment. It's actually a partial payment, and you can see the amount, the transaction ID, the student that paid, and time and class. So record income. The first thing we do is come to the accounting section. We click on income. Now in the income section, we have to create the categories first, so that we can have everything grouped well and arranged. So the first thing we do is to click on the income categories. We are going to create a sample category here. Let's just say lesson fee. We click on add new income category. Now we can now go back to the income tab. Now in the income tab, we can now click on add new income. It means we want to record the income for this particular lesson fee right now. Maybe we actually collected this lesson fee manually, so we'll just give it the title. We select the category, and you see we just the category we just created, the amount, the invoice number, the income date, if there's any note attached to it, and we click on add new income. Now let's go to expenses. Now, just like the income side, we are going to create the categories for the expenses by clicking on expense categories. Now let's say let's create one category now. Say bus fueling. We click on add new expense categories. Now we can create as many categories as possible, and we can always, in order to add expenses to that category, we come back and click on expenses. Then we click on add new expense. Then we can now record the expense here by giving it a title, selecting the category, the amount, invoice number if available. Always notice the red asterisk. It means this information have to be input or filled in. It's compulsory. The expense date, the day you incur the expense, and any note attached to that information. Then click on add new expense. So let's go to I'm going to be showing us now how to generate fee invoices. Now let's click on fee invoices here. Now in the fee invoices, you can actually see the invoices that have been generated and the amount paid, and you can actually search by or get invoices by class or by keyword. Most of the time it's always good to use by class, so that you can just streamline the whole search result by just selecting the class you want to see. But in this case, we want to generate our own fee invoice, a fresh one. So to do that, we click on add new fee invoice. Now we are presented with two main options: to create a single invoice or to create a bulk invoice. Let me explain what these two means. Just like the title signify, you can actually create a single invoice for a particular student. Now you will now be thinking, where does this help? Okay, in the case of schools that admit new intakes, and before the new intake resumes, they actually generate bulk invoices for classes. So in this case, you have to generate single invoice for that particular student that just joined the class, and maybe the amount of the payment he or she needs to pay is huge compared to, or is more than the returning student school fee or fee payment. So now we need to create a single invoice for that student by selecting the class, selecting the section, and selecting the student's name. Now what we need to do is, when we finish selecting all those ones, we'll come down to this place and give it a title: first term school fee 2020/2021 session. You just put it like that so you can have a well organized school fee invoices. The description. Now in this description, that's where you put you try to explain what the total amount of money is, by saying maybe tuition fee 100 naira, uniform, this, that, book, this. Some school generate fee invoices for books separately, so I'm just giving a kind of example now. This option here allows you to tell the system to allow parents or students to be able to pay partial payments. If you enable this option, it means they can pay partial payments. But if you don't enable it, it means the system will only allow them to be able to pay. I'm talking about the online payment now, to be able to pay once. Now you put the amount here. If there's a discount, you put. If there is none, you put the date issued, the due date for the school fee. The due date means it will show on the dashboard that it is overdue, but does not mean that they cannot pay after the due date. They can still pay. Now after then you click on add new invoices. That is all you need to fill here. But if you are generating for a whole class, maybe a whole class of returning students, now you don't need to click on this create single invoices. You have to select the create bulk invoices. Now in the create bulk invoices, you have to select the class to the section, and you will now select all the students in the class by clicking on select all when the whole names comes out. Now after then, you fill in this same information the way I explained the other time, and you click on add fee invoices. These fee invoices will be posted to all the students dashboard, and they can pay from their dashboard. Now let me now show us how to manually accept fee payment. There are some parents that will want to bring cash to the school, or they would have paid manually to the school bank account, and they will come with a teller. So in order to effect this, we come to fee invoices again. Now let's assume that Adeoye Victoria here want to pay the remaining balance of 35,000 naira offline, and she's with the 35,000 naira in the school. So what the accountant needs to do is click on collect payment. Now when you click on collect payment, you will see all the information of the student and the partial payment he or she have paid before. Now you need to input the amount of money she's bringing right now. If she's bringing the full amount, it means you are typing 35,000 here, and if not, if it's still partial payment, you type it here. The transaction ID, you have to generate a manual transaction ID for this purpose because it's not automated. Now payment method, is it cash, check, card, bank transfer? You select, you add additional note if there is, and you put the date here, and you add new payment. It will reflect in the dashboard here, and it will also reflect on the student's dashboard that he or she have paid such amount of money, and it's going to reflect in payment history too. So that is how you manually accept fee payments.